Hey everyone, I am so excited to share with you this amazing 5 steps that you can take to maximize your holidays. Not only maximize, maintain during the holidays, and then even lose and gain muscle, lose fat, gain muscle, lose pant sizes, gain muscle, and feel amazing during this time that is sometimes a time of stress for many people, so many activities and busyness. These are the tips, these are the 5-step ways to really do that. And not all of them require ketones. Some of them do, but not all of them do. So stay listening, because I know that you're going to want to catch this. Even if you don't want to get started with my mom magic, you're going to want to do some of these things. And if you do add that, you're going to experience even more. Okay, so what are these 5 things? This is something that I learned. I'm a ketone technology optimization coach. I learned this in my coaching program, and it is exciting because it works. And it works because I've seen it, I've experienced it, and I get to do it and help other people do it. So what are these 5 things? I'm going to tell you what they are, but then I'm going to explain each one. The first one is ketones, but in this ketones step, there is a sandwich technique that I'm going to tell you how to do with ketones, but I'm also going to tell you how to do it without ketones, so that either way, you will be able to utilize this technique and maintain and maybe even lose fat and gain muscle during the holidays. Second thing is our programs. This one is related to ketones in our products. However, there's some of it that I can tell you about that you can do as well without that. Third thing is movement. That is something that if you have ketones, it's going to optimize, but I'm going to give you a tip of how to do this in a way that is not only is just going to make it easier for you to do this during the holiday season, and to do this in a way that is going to help you to maintain, lose, gain muscle, and actually go after your goals. Did you know that the statistics show that most people gain between 8 and 15 pounds over the holiday season? That does not have to be your stat. You can actually have the opposite of that, or gain that in muscle, but you can have the opposite of that. The fourth thing is about the days that don't matter. And then the fifth thing is our environment, who we're around. So I'm going to go into detail about each of those things. I hope that this brings you a ton of value, because it gave me so much value when I learned it last weekend. And now to be able to share it with you and help you put it into practice, I'm here for it. That's what I'm here to do. So the very first thing, and this is like over encompassing all of this, is this concept that I think is so powerful and something that I have been challenged by in the past, and I'm getting even better at, but I still have some challenges around. And this is this concept of celebration versus cheat, or versus guilt. I know that in the past, has been easy for me to feel guilty about eating too much, or eating too much of the wrong thing, or what I know is the wrong thing, the sugars and the extra carbs, and to feel guilty about it. And many times when people are in that space, when we're in a space of feeling guilty and having overeaten, or eating too much of the extra of all the things that are available in extra amounts during the holidays, it is so easy to just say, screw it. I'm just going to start come the new year. I've heard that so many times. I'm just going to start the new year because this is too much. This is too hard. There's everything all around. I just feel guilty. I don't want to do it. Or you eat more than you think that you want to eat, or you go into some event planning to eat, and then you feel guilty, and then it's just harder because you have sugar in your brain, and your brain is calling you for more sugar, and then it just is harder and harder, and you backslide, and you snowball, and then it just makes it's like willpower fatigue. It makes it so much harder to get going again. And so you just let your habits that you've been creating, your healthy habits that you've been creating, slide. So what do we do about that? we shift our perspective on these days, these amazing days that we have in our life to spend time with our friends and our family, whatever holiday you celebrate or don't. This is a time when there's more food, there's more activities with more food, and we celebrate. So why not see it as celebration and allow ourselves to make whatever decision, and still making very conscious decisions. And you can decide, I'm going to have more than I normally do during my normal days, or I'm going to not have so much more, but I'm going to try some things that I love, or I'm going to have only these things because those things bring me the most joy, but I'm not going to feel bad about it when I do. I'm going to celebrate. That is such a powerful shift, because when we feel guilty and when we feel bad, or when we eat a ton of extra, and also when we overeat, that doesn't feel good, but then we start to release cortisol. Cortisol does terrible things in our body. We're already potentially stressed from all of the extras in the holidays, all of the extra emotions, all of the extra activities, all of the running around. And then we add to that, this isn't helpful. So we shift to celebration. That is the first, this is like the overarching step. Celebrate what you're doing. Celebrate where we are. Celebrate with gratitude. Be present with your friends and your family in the way that you want to, and choose how you're going to show up for your eating. Are you going to, I know I like to eat some things that maybe I don't normally eat, but I'm going to eat them in moderation. I might have a bite. I might have a little bit more, or I might just make my own version of it that is low carb, but I'm still going to eat it and enjoy it. That's usually what I do. So the first step, we're getting into these steps now. The first step is ketones. But in this ketone step is this thing called the sandwich technique. So ketones are my mom magic. It's what I drink every single day, have been for the last 8 years. And they get you into ketosis in an hour. They give you energy, fat loss, focus, mood, sleep, easier, reduced cravings for carbs, muscle preservation, and better digestion, all because you have this fuel source that your brain, your heart, and your muscles prefer. So ketones are incredible, but how do we use them to optimize, maximize, maintain during the holidays, and even lose during the holidays? I'm going to tell you, this sandwich technique is brilliant. So when you know that you're going to have a celebration, whether that's a full day celebration, it's an event that you know that there's going to be lots of food that you can indulge or not indulge in, but that's going to be all around you. This is the technique that you use. I'm going to tell you this technique in one way that is without ketones, and I'm going to tell you a way that's with ketones. First of all, with ketones, you're going to it's kind of combined. So if you don't have ketones, or if you don't want to have ketones, what you would do is you would eat a high quality meal before you go out to your event. So that means that you have protein and healthy low carb veggies, that you have some healthy fats because they're satiating, and you drink some water. You will do that before you go to your event. If you're drinking ketones, you still are going to do that, but you're also going to drink your Keto Pro. This is protein, healthy fat, and ketones. It brings you into ketosis in an hour, but it also, if you blend it with ice and unsweetened almond milk, the blending process puts air in it. It increases the volume that it has, and that fills you even more. It's already going to satiate you. It's already going to reduce your cravings for carbs in and of itself. But when you blend it with almond milk and ice, it doesn't have to be almond milk, it can be ice and water, then you're creating an additional volume in your stomach that makes you feel fuller. And you already have all these tools. So you walk into your event and you're already prepared for your event, because you don't have to say yes to everything. You might actually look at some things because your brain is already fueled by ketones and say, oh, that's good, that looks okay, but I don't really need that. And then you might look at other things and like, ooh, I really want to try that cookie. I'm going to have it. And then when you eat it, you're like, oh, good, I don't need another one. Or I might have another one, but I don't need 5 other ones. This is going to help you really control your appetite rather than having those foods at the celebration control you. And that is so, so exciting to experience. And it's possible. It happens. Then you experience your celebration. That's the middle. So you have your bread. Your bread at the bottom is your meal plus your ketones, your Keto Pro. You experience your celebration, and then you come home and you give a buffer to yourself with, if you're not drinking ketones, come home and drink some water. Hydrate. If you are drinking ketones, you come home and you drink ketones. And you can get ketones if you're not drinking them yet. You can get them from me. But when you drink your ketones, you're going to drink either the ampules, which are immediate ketosis, or a keto chill, or a caffeine-free ketone. And you're going to, because most likely your celebration was in the evening or extended through to the evening. And then what that does is that ketones reduce the impact of glucose on it. It doesn't cancel out all the glucose, but it reduces the impact, reduces the spike that the glucose is going to have. And you also are going to not have to come home and want to eat more. I know when I eat a ton of carbs, I want to eat more carbs because my brain now says carbs, carbs, carbs. But when I have ketones, my brain is good. I'm good. I can make a new decision and I don't have to come home. And also I can come home and feel energized and feel like I can do what I need to do, whatever that is for the next day, for that night, and be in a good space, headspace, emotional space, all of it. So that's the sandwich technique. From this sandwich technique, you're going to add something over the next 3 days. And this is going to be something that you can do again with ketones and without ketones. Without ketones, in the next 3 days after that celebration, you're going to do an intermittent fast. That means that the time that you stop eating until your first meal is going to be, if you can do it, 16 hours. I know you can do it, but if you want to maximize it, do 16 hours between whenever you stopped eating after that celebration until the next first meal, and it's going to be 16 hours or 12 hours at least. Push back that first breakfast or that first meal of the day later and give your body time to digest and to use the calories and all of the carbs and sugars that you consumed in your celebration. If you're drinking ketones, you're going to, and you're already drinking ketones, then you're going to add one more. For 3 days after your celebration, you're going to add one more. That one more can be, so maybe you're already drinking ketones once a day, you're going to add one more ketone. You're going to add a keto nat, an ampule, or a keto pro. And then you're going to do that each day. You're adding one more so that you're giving yourself even more of a buffer to stay on track after that celebration. Because usually what happens is people have the celebration and then they get off track and then they don't come back on track. You're going to get right back on track and continue forward, and your body is going to be good and fueled and continue maintaining and even doing some more work inside. So Keto Nat or Keto Pro. That's what you're adding. If you're not yet drinking ketones, then you get to get ketones or Keto Pro, the protein with ketones, to add to those days after, those 3 days after the celebration. You can drink ketones daily, so you would want to start adding it every single day, but at least those 3 days after that celebration. That is so valuable and important, and it will really help you to continue after your goals, maintain, at the very least, maintain where you're at, and then be able to go to your next celebration not having broken what you've done with one day. Make it so that your day it doesn't take you off track. So that's the first step. This is the biggest step. This is the longest, most explanatory step. In this sandwich technique, remember, so it's a sandwich technique with or without ketones. Ketones are going to help you do that intermittent fast. They're going to reduce your cravings for carbs, give you energy and focus, all of those things. Also, if you are not drinking ketones, and if you are, either one, in those 3 days afterwards, move your body in your fast. Move your body in your fast, and you will maintain and probably even lose, or you're going to get after that all the extra carbs and sugars that you consumed. Okay, I have all my notes. Second step. This is our programs. Plug into our programs. If you're not yet drinking ketones, that's okay. Just listen. If you don't want to be, that's okay. I know that you will. It is the best way possible. However, just listen for a moment. I'll get to the next steps, and they will have options for you as well. But these programs our belly burn. We're doing it in December as a community. It's a 5-day intermittent fasting accelerated results program. People's bellies are burning, like they're going away, not away, but even mine. I thought that it wasn't gonna happen for me because I've already lost 10 pant sizes and I've maintained that for 6 years. But my belly became more toned in 5 days. It's incredible what happens. So we have that. We also have a reboot, which is a 60-hour fast, but you can break it up however you want to. And I'll teach you and coach you on how to do that. And it's available right now at an absolutely incredible, incredible discount. So let me know if you want that. And we get to help you set yourself up for long-term success. Rebooting your metabolism with these programs and doing it in a community where more than just yourself is doing it, where you're held accountable because you're seeing that everyone's doing it too. So you might as well do it too, but you also know that people are counting on you. And I have a small chat where we get to support one another as well. Okay, so plug into our programs. Let me know if you want information about those. I would love to support you in whatever way that is, and plug you in. Third step is movement. Movement is so important. We all know that. Whether you're drinking ketones or not, you know that movement is important. If you are walking with me, you know that when you move, you feel better. You know that you can see more results in how you feel and how you show up, even in your body, when you move more, in your muscles, in your stamina, in your circulation, in everything. And when you get to do that with other people, it's so much fun. But when you move, so important. I know that the holidays make moving maybe even more challenging because there's so much more to do. There's so many activities and there's so many things to get done. Maybe you're hosting for Thanksgiving or for Christmas or for another holiday that you celebrate, but movement is important and it's something that you can do with other people. It doesn't have to be with me and walking if you're here locally, but this is the tip. This is the thing, and it's so powerful and it's so super simple, and it's something that I know that you can do. That is to add 5 or 10 minutes of exercise daily. Add 5 or 10 minutes of exercise daily. Now, this is exercise that causes you to exert yourself a little bit because you want it to count. So it might be going up, and if it's cold outside, it might be going up and down the stairs for 5 minutes. It's going to make you breathe a little bit heavier. It's going to make you get a little bit winded. That's good. You're using your cardiovascular system. You're working your body. Maybe it's that you do some body weight exercises or a 5-minute HIIT workout or 10 minutes. Push yourself for the 10, but if you're not doing any of it already, just do 5. Doing 5 minutes a day and pushing to that day, this is more than just parking farther away from somewhere. This is more than using the stairs at work, although that could work. But this is just 5 minutes. You might be jumping on the trampoline for 5 minutes. That can be actually really great activity cardiovascularly and great cardio. It could be that if you have a hill by your house, my house is down at the bottom of a hill. So walking up and down that hill for 5 or 10 minutes, it can be what it is. But something where you're adding just 5 minutes, that's all. You don't need to doing all the other things is amazing, meaning all the thousands of steps and all of that is amazing. So if you're already doing that, do it. But if you're not, just add 5 or 10. And if you are, just add another 5 or 10 of something that exerts you, and you will be able to see more results. You'll be able to maintain at the very least and even see some changes. And if you're drinking ketones, you're a better, more efficient ketone user if you are moving your body. Looks like someone might be coming to my door. So make sure you do that. The other thing is number 4. Actually, with your movement, you want to bank your calories. You want to make it so that your calories are being utilized in the best possible way. So movement is going to do that. Number 4 is the days that don't matter. We have 2 more steps. I know this is long, but it is the most valuable 5-step protocol that is really going to help you maximize these days. I promise you it will work. Step 4 is the days that don't matter. So what does that mean? I was like, what does that mean? I don't understand. The days that don't matter. So these are the days that are not those celebration days. These are the days that are just any other day that are in this holiday season. These are the days that don't matter. What you're going to do in these days that don't matter is build healthy habits. Eat carb conscious or eat low carb. Skip carbs in one of your meals. Make sure you're eating great protein, really healthy protein. Make sure you're eating low carb vegetables, green leafy vegetables or vegetables that grow above the ground. Make sure you're getting healthy fats, avocados, coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil, butter that is just butter, cream and salt. Use this as a tool in those days that don't matter to just dial your food in a little bit. At least one of your meals, dial your meal in a little bit. These are the normal days where nothing's going on. And what we want is that your celebration day doesn't break one day, doesn't break the rest of the week, doesn't cause the rest of the week to be good to go down the tubes. But that one day, because it's couched in all of these normal days, these regular days that don't matter, doesn't do anything. It doesn't cause a bunch of havoc in your body or in your weight or in your fat because you are creating around it these healthy habits. Doing intermittent fasting is also a way on 5 days of the week to, even if it's just 12 hours and you move up to 16 hours, but doing intermittent fasting is also going to be another way to make it so that those celebration days don't break the rest of it, that you get to maintain, at the very least, maintain where you are. And then you get to celebrate that you're doing that. You've earned Thanksgiving. You've earned eating with your family in the way that you want to celebrate. You've earned that because your other days around it are with these healthy habits that you're staying hydrated, you're staying in movement. We've talked about the movement. You're staying hydrated and doing all of that. So those are the days that don't matter. The last step is your environment. Your environment, we know, is so important. Where you put yourself and with whom you put yourself matters a whole lot. So if people are around other people who aren't caring about those other days or are feeling really guilty, it's easy to get into that mindset too. But if you put yourself at least sometimes or in some way, even if it's virtually or if it's coming on a walk with me, if you're local, then you're putting yourself in an environment where you're uplifted, where you feel like you can move towards healthy habits and that's possible during the holidays even, and that you when you're held accountable in some way or another, that you're going after that for yourself. You're doing that for yourself, but you're doing it in community. You have accountability and you're excited about where you're going and you get to do this. I'm doing this with you. These are the steps I'm doing. And these are the steps I'm going to do. And I would love to support you in that, in whatever that means for you. So let me know. Because your environment matters. Who you put yourself around matters. Who you listen to and who you even speak to matters. Obviously, we have lots of people that we have to speak to. However, who you're listening to and how you're showing up really matters, and how you're holding yourself accountable or letting other people hold you accountable is important too. So take into account these 5 steps. I know that this holiday season is possible for it to be amazing for you to fully celebrate and enjoy and be abundant in love and joy and peace and gratitude, and that is possible even within your health for yourself, and that you are worthy of that. And I know that these tools, these steps, the tools of ketones also are going to support you in amazing ways. And I'm so excited that I get to be a part of your journey, at least even to just share this with you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for time. I know that this isn't something short to listen to, but I hope that it provided you with a ton of value. And I am excited to be a part of your journey in whatever way you want that to be. Have a great day. Bye.